Okay, so speak up if you see something from Miss Tucker, since her microphone is not working. If you see a message from Miss Tucker, make sure y'all speak up, because I got to minimize this screen and move on. So if you see something from Miss Tucker, just say something. All right. Now let's pull up the handy dandy whiteboard. While I'm pulling up the whiteboard, I need to see about substitution. I want to work on some substitution before we move into ultraviolet minus voodoo. Let's see. Doing the substitutions. Okay, here's one. I think we went over a couple of these last week, or whenever we met last. All right, so let's do the antiderivative of x squared square root three x squared, or 3x to the third, plus 4 dx and then the antiderivative of 8y e to the negative 2y squared plus 3. Okay, work on those two. And I think we did a couple of substitutions last time we met, so hopefully that'll get you into the substitution. While you're working on that, I'm going to pull up a couple of things. Let's see. couple more minutes. A couple more. Information by parts in Unit 2, so I made a mistake. I thought we went into Chapter 7. We don't. We got to start doing area between curves, volumes by cylindrical shells, and 6.4. So we'll head into Chapter 6 after today. I got 6.1 mixed up with 7.1. Yeah, I've got a few students that want me to teach Calc 1, but I can't. I've got about 5 students that are hating life right about now because I'm not teaching Calc 1. They're wanting me to teach it, and I'm not teaching it. And I said I can't do that. Maybe next time when I tell them they should sign up for it, maybe they will take me seriously.
Did they let you take my phone?
Yeah, they were in my trig class. And I told them to sign up for the Calc 1 here at the Anderson campus, and they didn't do it. So it got canceled. People will eventually, as I tell my son, you will eventually learn to listen to what I say. But y'all know everything. Students and kids, y'all know everything. Alright, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to rewrite all these because it'll help us out if we rewrite them. I'm going to rewrite this one as square root of 3x to the third plus 4 x squared dx. And I'm going to rewrite this one as integration of e to the negative 2y squared plus 3 times 8y dy. And I'm going to rewrite this one as integration of x to the fourth plus 2 to the fourth, 4x cubed dx. And I'm going to rewrite this one. It's already rewritten, so I don't have to rewrite it. It's already written in the form you need to write it in. So, we need to find a u in each one. We need to find a du. So, u, in this case, is equal to 3x cubed plus 4. And what is du? 9x what? Squared dx. What do we have? We have an x squared dx. We need 9x squared dx. So what do we need to do? We need to multiply this by 9, which multiplies this by what? So now we have 1/9 integral of u what? Du. Well, this is u to the 1/2. So 1/9 antiderivative of u to the 1/2 du. And when you have the integral of u to the 1/2 du, your answer is 1/9 plus u to the 1/2 plus 1 plus 2 halves is 3 halves. U to the 3 halves over 3 halves. And then multiply that by 2/3. And that's going to give us 2 over what? 27. So that'd be 2 over 27 u to the 3 halves plus c. And then you plug in u as what? 3x plus 4. So your final answer there would be 2/27 parentheses 3x cubed plus 4 close parentheses to the 3 halves plus c. Okay, that's the first one. Any questions on that?
How did we get 3 halves?
Where did we get 3 halves?
You did 1/9.
Well, when you take the integral of something, what do you do?
Yeah.
Plus what? Plus 1 over 1/2 plus 2 halves. And that comes out to be 3 halves over 3 halves. U to 3 halves over 3 halves. All right, any other questions? How did I get what? 9, right here?
Yeah.
Okay. What is u? U is 3x cubed plus that 4, right? Do you agree with that?
Yes.
I picked out for u. Now take the derivative of u. What do you get? What's the derivative of 3x cubed plus 4? Squared dx. What do we have? We have x squared dx. So I have to add what? I have to add a 9 to the equation, which means I have to add what on the outside? That's the substitution. All right, who else got another question? All right, now try the next. I'm going to erase this one and give a little bit of room. Mr. Wizenhunt, you got your ears on?
I'm here, yeah.
If I remember correctly, you hadn't taken calculus in a couple of semesters, correct?
Yeah, it's not the calculus that I'm rusty on, it's the algebra that's, I'm having to refresh
Well, the
really.
reason I'm asking you, the reason I'm embarrassing you, is I just wondered, from somebody that's hadn't taken it in a couple of semesters, like you said, is the algebra keeping you behind or what?
Yeah, it's more of the algebra and refreshing the rules of it, and the calculus side is not that, it's coming back quicker, honestly, than the algebra is.
Okay, well, I can't remember anybody else. How long has it been since you took calculus? A year. What about you?
Everything, I'm getting everything to work.
But the algebra is, do you think the algebra is slower than the calculus, or you think you're coming back on, is it slow, the algebra coming back quicker than the calculus?
I feel like the algebra is like 90% of the calculus.
Okay. So the algebra is keeping you behind too. Anybody else that hadn't had it in a couple of semesters want to speak up?
But so far it's fine though, but I know that.
Okay, just wondering because I want to try to go slow enough, but I don't want to go too slow. So let me know and just email me or tell me, Hubert, you really need to speed up. If you want me to speed up, a couple of y'all like, yeah, right. I really want you to speed up. All right, so we've got this written, and I told you to rewrite it because I didn't like the way it was written. So I'm going to rewrite it because I want something to be with this dy. Because substitution, you want something to be with the dy. So I'm going to rewrite it and say e to the negative 2y squared plus 3, and then that's going to be 8y dy. Now, we're going to make u equal negative 2y plus 3. Okay? Why? Because that's the most complicated. So I'm going to go down here, and I'm going to say u is equal to negative 2y squared plus 3. Somebody tell me what du is. Negative what? Negative 4y what? dy. Okay, what do we have? We have 8y dy. So we got to multiply by something. We got to make that 8 into a negative 4. So how do we do that? Multiply this by negative 1 over what? 2. If I put a negative 1 over 2 in there, I've got to put a 1 out here. Negative 2. So now I have negative 2 antiderivative of e to the u d what? And what is the antiderivative of e to the x or e to the u? E to the u. So our final answer is negative 2 e to the u plus c. And now we plug in u, negative 2 e to the negative 2y squared plus 3 plus c. That's a c. This thing gets a little bit crazy on the right edge. Okay, now if you haven't done 3 and 4, go ahead and do those. I don't know what that's on the outside of this. It says Russian hackers. That's what it is. Did y'all see the recent news about Apple? They're opening up, they're going to be building a new plant inside the United States. Isn't that nice? No, it's terrible. It's dark. Hell with jobs for the United States. Some damn Russians. From what I hear, I wouldn't mind having a job at Apple. I heard it plays pretty good.
What do you have to do? How do you
Master's degree in electrophysicist. I don't know. I don't know. I really don't know. It depends on where you put in the job. I don't know.
just have to look at AT&T for a while?
Yeah. Oh, did I tell you what my mom did? My mom got mad at AT&T, and she jerked out everything AT&T is in the house, even the phone. So she said, I want you to go to the store and get me an antenna. Of course, she thought that it was the old antenna for the TV.
What?
My mother is way back country, okay? She don't even use the computer, okay? And so I went up to buy, I shouldn't have went to buy the antenna because I ended up buying a new TV at the same time. So during my lunch break yesterday, I went to get her one of those flat antennas. I guess it's called a digital antenna. And I hooked it up to her phone. I hooked it up to her TV yesterday, and she's able to get like 31 channels. I only know of 3 of them. I don't know what the other ones are. So she gets the news. She just got tired of paying AT&T, and every time she calls AT&T, she has to wait on the phone for half a day.
I think TV is something for the old generation. I don't think, like, we don't have TV, but, we can stream stuff from
Yeah, and I think that's the next thing, because I'm really considering doing what my mother said, because and granted, I'm a movie person, so naturally my bill is going to be high because I watch movies. And I'm about tired of paying that high bill. I'm about ready to go back to Netflix, but I'm scared what happened to Direct is going to happen to Netflix and all these other. They're going to get feeling pretty good about themselves, and the $11 that you used to pay for Netflix, guess what it is now? It's $29 now. Yeah. And guess what it's going to be a year from now? Probably going to be 50, and then it's going to be 75. So I'm really contemplating going back to Best Buy and getting me a flat. What do we call these? But it works. It's good within 50 miles. So you can pick up any station within 50 miles. She gets 4, 7. She don't get 13 too good, but heck, 13's in North Carolina. We don't care about them anyway. So she gets Jim Baker show. She gets that, which she cannot stand because he's a crook. That's on channel 16, I think.
Man, I didn't know my dad had talked to you about this. He's watching TV 24/7.
Who is that?
My dad.
Mm-hmm.
He just.
Well, see, my mother, she just watches it with noise.
Oh.
She likes to keep it on the local news, and while she's doing stuff in the house, she's listening to it just to see what's going on. But she hasn't really cared about the news until the recent election. And she's watched the news ever since the recent election, because she had me get her a T-shirt that had Trump on it. She had me get her I didn't have anything to do with this. I mean, she called me up one day and said, I want a Trump bumper sticker. I said, okay. So she hasn't really got it. I've known the woman for a long time. She ain't never got it. Last time she was really excited about an election was Reagan. And she said after Reagan, there wasn't nobody worth the crap to run. And she's about right.
I think they said that this election has more electorals than the other election.
Yeah, and you know what's so strange about it? Is that there's nobody that's run on a Republican ticket that's been as liberal or as to the middle as Donald Trump. have always been to the right.
Yeah.
That's what's so strange. I think it's just scared of what they won't know about it, if you want to think about it. All right, so U is equal to what?
X to the 4 plus 2.
X to the 4th plus 2. Now, what is du? I heard 4x cubed dx. Wow, we don't have to change anything, do we? So this is too easy, so we just find a way to screw it up, right? Let's find a way to break the handle with a banana. Oh, that's too easy. Let's just So we basically have, since this matches this, we have the antiderivative of u to the 4th, what? du. And the antiderivative of u to the 4th is what? U to the what? U to the 5th over. You're doing the derivative and the integral at the same time. I've done that so many times. It's pretty bad when you forget to do the integral and you do the derivative. And it's pretty bad when you forget to do the derivative and you do the integral. But what's really bad is when you do the derivative and the integral at the same time and mix it up. And I've done that. That'd be 3u to the 5th over 5. I've done that many times. Not as many times as I get cosine and sine mixed up. So that's going to be x to the 4th plus 2 to the 5th power over 5 plus c. Please do not forget the plus c. Why do I tell you not to forget the plus c? Because there are some teachers that will do what? Mark the whole problem wrong because you left off the c. Yes, ma'am.
So we're supposed to keep like format the same with the U and then do like
Switch it in. Now some people just say bump it and they just keep it in their head and that's fine too. But just remember there's teachers and then there's teachers. So there are some teachers that make you show their work, and if you don't, and if you do it in your head, they'll mark points off because you didn't say U is equal to. I'm just telling you. You have to make adjustments.
The final answer, so we don't evaluate
Mm-hmm.
the U, the power on the side. We don't do that. We just do it as is.
Yeah, that's what I would do. The reason I do this is because a lot of students get confused when you have a definite integral and you have to plug in 2 and 4. If you have U, you have to go back. But if you change it back to X, you don't have to worry about changing your A and B. You see what I'm saying?
Yes.
If you leave it as X, you don't have to change your A and B. But some teachers like to tell you to change A and B in midstream. And I don't agree with that because what do you not change horses in? It's your parents' fault. You don't change horses in what? Midstream. Middle of the race.
That's true too.
Okay. You don't change horses in midstream is the whole saying. But your parents don't teach you stuff like that. And it's not a what is it, standard in school. So all right, now try the last one. And if you can't do that one, just consider yourself a failure because it's one of these ones. So U is equal to x cubed plus 2. du is equal to 3x squared dx. So we got to add a what to this one? 3, Hubert. That's right, class. So if we add a 3, what do we got to add on the outside? 1/3. So now we have 1/3 u to the 7th du. And now that's going to be u to the 8th over 8 times 1/3 plus c. And then u is equal to x cubed plus 2. So 1/3 times x cubed plus 2 to the 8th power over 8 over 1. And then multiply that 8 over 1, 1 over 8. So your final answer should be 1/24 x cubed plus 2 to the 8th power plus c. Now that's probably 5 or 6 examples of substitution. That should be well enough for you to do your homework. And I think that pretty much concludes. No, really it don't conclude, because I know in Calc 1 I covered the next 3 sections, did I not? Area between curves, volumes, and shells. Didn't I cover that?
Okay.
All right. Who had Calculus 1? Did y'all cover volume? You did? Okay, how about you? Okay. All right, so we're still in review. And, you know, I know some of y'all probably like, when are we going to get to the new stuff? Well, I'm doing what I'm told. I'm supposed to spend a couple of days on each one of these sections. So if you want to really look at it, I don't know when. Hold on a second. I had it pulled up. I don't know if I still got it pulled up or not. I guess not. Is it down here? Yeah. Let's see. Review. That's 4 days. And then another couple of days here. That's 6, 8, 10. So at least about 10, you know, on all of this. When is the first test? When did I tell you the first 2.5 weeks? 2.5 weeks. We're in the 2nd week now, right? So we're not on schedule. So area between 2 curves. Let's turn to that. And that's where we're going to start with the actual syllabus right here. And I don't know how much you've had on that. So we're just going to go from there. So where is my classes? Let's go to the ebook and pull that up. Now the biggest thing with area between 2 curves is always remember the highest one. It doesn't matter though, because area cannot be what? Negative. So if you do line them up the wrong way, you're still going to get the same answer, because the area is either going to be positive or it's going to be negative. And they go through and show you that. And if you had me last semester, you know that the area under a curve is integration, and the limit plays into the integral, makes the rectangles the width of a hair. So therefore this little area right here is minute. So just think of these blue boxes as the width of a hair, and that's what the integration does. The definite takes it from A to B. So if you're going from 1 to 4, then you evaluate it at 1 to 4, and we'll get into that with the definite. I'm not going to worry about Riemann. That's Riemann, and if you want to do Riemann all you want to, that's fine. We're going to skip straight to the antiderivative, and you need to write this down if you are reviewing over this, or if you don't have your notebook from last semester. Write that down, because that's the area under between 2 curves. F of x minus g of x. Now, you're going to see that again later in the volumes and shells and disc and all that. You're going to see that again. So let's do one. And I'm just going to do this. I'm just going to pull one up just out of my brain. as soon as I get to the whiteboard. And I want you to find the area. That's not going to work. Just give me a second. I'm changing horses in midstream here, or mid-race. Here's our graph. And let's say that we got a parabola going like this. And I want to know, we got the line this way, and I want to know the area here. Sorry. I'm trying to be animated so y'all can pay attention. But I want to know this area right here. That area right there. Now, f of x, okay, the way f of x is equal to x squared, and g of x is equal to 0. And of course we can change that, but right now the red line and the black line are it. And this is from 0 to, let's go with 3. All right, now I want you to use this simple example and plug it into the formula that I just showed you, f of x minus g of x, and I want you to do it. You got to crawl before you can walk, and when you're reviewing, you got to make sure everybody's on the same sheet of music. And after we do this one, we'll do another one that's a little bit more complicated. So what is the best movie / TV operation? Do you think Netflix is better than what it's called, Amazon Fire Stick or something like that? Anybody ever tried them? What is it called? Amazon what?
That's Fire Stick.
Is it Fire Stick? To me, I think Netflix is a whole lot easier. Anybody got any suggestions? Hulu, is it this? It's pretty much like what I just said, Netflix, isn't it? Isn't Hulu like Netflix?
For Amazon.
What's the big difference? Huh? You still have to pay like money if you want without ads, right? Until they started finding out they could charge for it.
There's a lot of free movies on Amazon.
Yeah, I just wonder which one's got the most up to date. Huh? Foot Locker.
No, it's Popcorn Time has the most.
Okay, I used to be techno savvy, but I have no idea what y'all are talking about.
Foot Locker, you can get viruses from. I won't do that.
And what's it called?
Foot Locker.
BGT.
Their website.
Foot Locker.
If you want to steal movies, you know, then you would go to Popcorn Time and get it for free.
Yeah, there's an app called Kodi. You can download that and you can watch it.
Yeah, we found out from, remember LimeWire? People got busted. People actually have to pay fines. I got off of LimeWire as soon as somebody in Anderson had to pay like a $10,000 fine. And that's Podunk, Anderson, okay? Not Los Angeles, not Atlanta, not Charlotte. Podunk, Anderson had to pay $10,000. I uninstalled that thing quick. And you talking about Hollywood now. These people have to pay for their unicorns, okay? They have to pay. They want that money. So they're going to sue that person in Livonia, Georgia, if they're stealing their money out of their pocket. They got to pay for those unicorns. Don't worry about all those homeless people in Los Angeles. I don't care about them. But make sure their unicorns are paid for. That's so hypocritical. Madonna's out there protesting. But all those homeless people in, what's it called? Skid Row in Los Angeles. How many people? That's the biggest homeless area in the United States is Skid Row in Los Angeles. Right down the road from Hollywood. But Hollywood wants income equality. Figure that out. We want income equality, but we don't want it. We just want the rest of the United States to do it. Okay. So, 0 to 9. I'm sorry. 3. 9 is the Y. Sorry about that. Zero to 3 of x squared minus 0 dx, which is going to be 0 to 3 of x squared dx, which is going to be x to the third over 3, evaluated at 0 to 3. I'll do 0 for you. 0 comes out to be 0. And 3 is equal to 3 to the third over 3, which is equal to 27 divided by 3, which is equal to what? 9. So your area between 0 and f of x is 9 square units. I always pull up the Foxtrot in Calc 1. I always pull it up, and I'll pull it up in this one. Oh no. Foxtrot. Calculus. That's spelled right. I think it's this one. Yeah. I always pull this one up because 9 times out of 10, if somebody asks you the area of a rectangle, what will you do? Length times what? Width. But if you apply calculus and go, okay, f of x from 0 to 20, f of x, which is this one right here, 20, and 0, 20 minus 0 is 20. So the integral of 20 is 20x. 20x evaluated at 0 and 30 is 600 square feet. Okay? Calculus is the same thing as multiplying length times width, but you just got to know what you're doing. And what did he do? What did he do? He took the f of x, which is 20, and he subtracted 0, just like we did in this problem. Okay? Now, what happens if you got another line in there? Well, it changes things. So let's put, instead of the cube or the line, the red line, let's take the red line out. And let's add another line. Right. I've had training. You don't know how much training I've had. You wouldn't believe how much training I've had on this system. Let's use another color line. And let's do f of x is equal to x. And let's go from 0 to 3 again. So now we're finding the area between here. Now common sense would dictate that your area is going to be what? The 9.
Yes.
Good. So now you've got f of x is equal to x squared, and f of g of x is equal to x. So do that one from 0 to 3. And you're not going to be able to subtract x from x cubed or x squared, but it's going to change the actual antiderivative. Yeah, I think Direct is stealing Netflix, because if you notice, if those of you that have Direct, when you go to 125, they're always saying, and Direct has it 3 days before Netflix. Have you noticed that? Y'all don't want to talk to me, so forget it. So what's the integration of x squared minus x? X to the third over 3 minus what? Evaluated at 0 and 3. I'll do 0 for you. 0 comes out to be 0. So that's going to be 3 cubed over 3 minus 3 squared over 2, right? Which is 27 over 3, which is 9 over 1, minus, what is this, 9 over 2? So that's going to be 18 over 2 minus 9 over 2 is 9 over 2, which is equal to what? 4.5 square units. All right, let's try nerding. Let's try one that you don't know everything about. Because what's the goal of this class? For you to get discouraged and what? Quit. F of x is equal to 5 minus x squared. And g of x is equal to x. Okay, and I'm just going to give you that. I'm not gonna draw anything for you. I'm not gonna give you A and B. You gotta figure it out yourself. So, those of you that know how to do it, mainly Hubert's Calc 1 students, those of you that know how to do it, do it. Those of you that don't, just consider yourself what? A failure. How about them Falcons? I hope they don't blow it. Atlanta has one thing tied to it: baseball and football. They make it to the big show, and what happens? They choke. The last time Atlanta went to the Super Bowl, they choked. Huh? Yeah, and the Patriots is a dynasty. So, but they say that Atlanta's got a 3-point advantage. Atlanta must be an awesome team this year. That's all I got to say. They say their defense is just incredible. So, I've been following Atlanta since they were conceived back in 1969. I was only 3 years old, but I watched football later on, and Steve Barkowski and Billy White Shoes Johnson, William Andrews, those were the beginning players of the Atlanta Falcons, and their uniforms used to look like Georgia. They had the red with the silver, and that's what the Falcons used to look like. Ugly uniforms, ugly, red and silver with a red helmet and a black outline falcon. But that was my team, and Green Bay was my second team. My third team is New Orleans. So I have a bunch of losers as teams. I despise the Dallas Cowboys. Yes.
How come we write dx after the problem, and that's usually what we write for the derivative, but we're actually doing the antiderivative. How do we not get confused?
Well, you have to have the dx in the antiderivative for you to be able to take the derivative, the antiderivative.
Mm-hmm.
You have to have it. It's kind of like one of those things. The wedding cannot go on if the bride is seen by the groom. Well, the dx, you cannot take the antiderivative unless it has a dx in it. That's right.
But we showed dx for the derivative too.
Yeah.
So then how can we determine which one is the
Well, the function is f of x is equal to 2x. That's the function. But if you took the derivative of 2x, then you would get 2 dx. The dx is telling you that you took the derivative of it. Now, if you get the antiderivative of 2x dx, then that means that 2x dx, that's the derivative, and you're taking the antiderivative.
Okay, gotcha.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, because before they're telling you what's the
Something else in there going, yeah. That's one of those things that you just do as I say and don't ask no questions. Because some of these calculus teachers, like I said, they need girlfriends and boyfriends, and they sit around and think about this stuff all the time. I'm saying, we can mark this wrong if they don't put this. They do, they think about stuff. What do I want you to do? I want you to be able to manipulate problems, because when you get into those electrical engineering classes, or you get into those physics classes, or you get into those statics and dynamics classes, nobody's going to walk up to you and ask you the derivative of this, but they're going to give you a problem, and you take it apart, you put it back together, and you manipulate it. Manipulation is what I'm trying to teach you here. I'm not trying to teach you, oh, well, if you don't put the dx, you cannot take the derivative. That's bull crap, okay? You'll learn that, and you're going to be a mathematician, all right? I want you to be able to take something apart, wiggle it around, put it back together with the problem being fixed. That's what I want you to do, and that's what I'm trying to do with Calc 1 and Calc 2. Calc 3 is plug and chug. So Calc 3, you don't have to worry about the derivatives and antiderivatives as much as you do plugging and chugging in formulas. Okay? But you can't, if you don't drill yourself on the derivatives and the antiderivatives and taking apart manipulation, if you don't do that in Calc 1 and Calc 2, You're going to suck in Calc 3. All right. So first of all, you have to set them equal to what? Why? Find out where they what? Golly, who's your Calc 1 teacher? He must have been good, or she must have been, he or she must have been a good teacher. So 5 minus x squared minus x is equal to what? 0. Now this is a mess. Negative x squared minus x plus 5 is equal to 0. And that looks yucky. I'm going to pull out a -1. That's going to give me an x squared plus x minus 5 is equal to 0. And -1 can never equal 0, so that's out. So you're left with x squared plus x minus 5 is equal to 0. Can you factor it? Yes or no? No. So you quit, right? Because you can't factor. No. What do you use? Completing the square. Leave. You're a disgrace. Yeah, use the quadratic formula so you can depend on what? Your calculator. Complete the square. X squared plus x plus blank is equal to 5 plus blank. Half of 1 is what? 1/2 squared. X plus 1/2 quantity squared is equal to 20/4 plus 1/4. X plus 1/2 quantity squared is equal to 21/4. Take the square root of both sides. X plus 1/2 is equal to the square root of 21 over 2 and minus 1 over 2. And the square root of 21, well, the square root of 16 is equal to 4. And the square root of 25 is equal to 5. 4.5 is in the middle. 16/25 is 9. Half of 9 is 4.5. Square root of 20.5 is equal to 4.5. So we're going to say 4.6. X is equal to positive or negative 4.6 over 2 minus 1. What's 4.6 minus 1? (3.6) over 2 is 1.8. Negative 4.6 minus 1 is negative 5.6. 5.6 is going to be 2.8. Somebody help me out. Be negative 2.8. And I can tell you right now that something is wrong. Because it's not supposed to be that. 5x minus x squared. Did I give you 5x minus x squared? Okay, we're just doing a different problem. We'll keep going. Okay, I wrote down the problem wrong. I suck. All right, so we got 5x minus x squared. So negative x squared, that means it's going what? Opening which way? Downward. And the, let's change this around, negative x squared plus 5. That means it's got a y-intercept of what? 5. So it looks like something like this. Everybody agree with me? Yes, Hubert. Okay, and then we got a line going through like this, and it's crossing at, what's that one, negative what, 2.8? and it's crossing the other one at what? 1.8. So now you got your A and your B. It's not symmetrical. Thank you, sir. So you need to go from negative 2.8 to 0, and then from 0 to 1.8 because it's not symmetrical. So set it up. Yes, ma'am. Let me look. I've messed up the problem, so of course I'm confused right now, but let's see. Let me pull up my handy dandy calculator. If I can find that blame thing. Hold on. There we go. What is it? Negative x what? Negative x squared plus 5. And let's go ahead and do x. Enter on graph. Of course. There it is. That's a better representation. Thank you. I messed it up. Yeah, the vertex is also, yes, you're right. The vertex is also there. So I messed it up. But there's still these are still going to be the same. I hate it when I mess up. You still need to do there. Is that better? Now, it's got different points of intersection. There. I would still, as a precaution, you want this area and then you want this area. And you got to watch it because when you're talking about symmetrics, technically this is not symmetric to this, is it? It's not. So you have to go with the 0, negative what? Negative 2.8 to 0, and then 0 to 1.8. So, antiderivative of negative 2.8 to 0 of negative x squared plus 5 minus x dx, and then the same thing plus, because you're adding the areas together, from 0 to 1.8 of negative x squared plus 5 minus x dx. The equation that was supposed to, I was supposed to write was 5x minus x squared. I left the x out. So you can do that by homework, or we'll do it after this one. So, antiderivative, negative 2.8 to 0 of negative x squared plus 5 minus x dx plus antiderivative from 0 to 1.8 of negative x squared plus 5 minus x dx. And I'm going to turn them around. So that's going to be negative x cubed over 3 minus x squared over 2 plus 5x. Everybody got that? negative 2.8 to 0. Plus negative x cubed over 3 minus x squared over 2 plus 5x evaluated at 0 and 1.8. I'll do 0 for y'all. 0. Okay. So 0 minus, and then we got to plug in negative 2.8, so that's going to be negative 2.8 raised to the third power, and it's got a negative out front, over 3 minus parentheses negative 2.8 squared over 2 plus plus 5 times negative 2.8 so that's going to be a negative out front, and then you got a negative 2.8 to the third power is going to be a negative times a negative, which comes out to be a what? Positive, Hubert. That's right. So that's going to be 2.8 is about 27. I mean, 2.8 is almost 3. So you're probably talking about 26 over 3 or something like that. Somebody take 2.8 and raise it to the third power. What do you get? I'm sorry, what? 22? I'll just say 22 over 3. And take 2.8 and raise it to the second power, but it's going to be a minus. So that's going to be minus. What's 2.8 to the second power? 7 point what? 7.8, so we'll say 8 divided by 2. I'm just rounding. And then negative, what's 5 times 2.8? I'm sorry, 14. And then that's going to be 22 over 3 is 7. 7 minus 4 is 3. 3 minus 14 is negative 11. With a negative out front, be positive 11. Now y'all do the math, see what you get there. What do you get? If you do the actual math, what do you get? I'll let y'all work on that. Plus, it's going to be negative, parentheses, 1.8 cubed over 3 minus 1.8 squared over 2 plus 5 times 1.8. All right, what's 1.8 to the third power? I'm sorry, what? 1.8 to the third power, what is it? So that's negative 6 over 3. And then what's 1.8 squared? I'm sorry, what? 3.6 divided by 2 is 1.8, right? And then 5 times 1.8 is what? 9? So that's going to be negative 2 minus 1.8 is negative 3.8. Negative 3.8, what is that going to be? $5.20? 5.2? Be positive 5.2. So 11 plus 5.2, I get 16. What did y'all get if you do all the math? What do you get? I did it. I didn't do the decimals. So I want you to go through and do it and see what you come out with. Yes. I don't think so because it's not symmetrical. You could, but be careful. be careful with the math, because there are a lot of times with these things that if it's not symmetrical, you gotta be careful. And that's why I just went ahead and did it with negative 2.8 to 0 and 0 to 1.8. We could try it and see. From somebody check me and see what you get when you do all the decimals. What do you come out with? I'll check this first. It'll take y'all a couple hours to do that. I don't think it'll make any difference in this case, but some cases it does. So negative 2.8 to 1.8, and that's going to be this down here, so that's going to be negative parentheses 1.8 cubed over 3 minus 1.8 squared over 2 plus 1.8 times 5. And then you got a minus bracket negative 2.8 cubed over 3 minus negative 2.8 squared over 2 plus 1.8 or 2.8 times 5. So crunch that in. Let's see if we come out with the same thing. So what did I get? What did y'all get when you did the bottom right here? Are y'all still working on this? Eventually, hopefully y'all will get it. The 26 is a difference, unless I'm really off. Well, let's see what this is first. Because I think when you go from 0 to 2 point, when you go from 2.8 to 1.8, you're assuming a lot of symmetrical alignment there, and I think that's why you're coming out with more than I am, because it's taking it symmetrical. Still waiting. Negative 25. Well, unless I did something totally wrong. I mean, we can check, check that. Check this right here versus this. And like I said, this is tedious work. I did the 16. That was rounded because I didn't do any decimals. I didn't do any decimals down here, and I might have messed up somewhere.
Well, 2.8 to the third is 21%. Then divide by 3 is 7. Mm-hmm. And then 2.8 squared is 7. Divided by 2 is around 3 minus 1. So we have 7 minus 3. Mm-hmm. And then
minus 14.
Minus 14, so we have 3 negative numbers.
Yeah, but you got a negative out front. See this negative right here? 22, this is 7. 7 minus 4 is what? 3. 3 minus 14 is negative what? 11. Negative 11 with a negative out front is, see, it's tedious math, you gotta watch it. Let's see what time it is. I don't want to we could get started in another problem. Yeah, let's go ahead and start another problem. Let's do the one that I should have done to begin with, which is 5x minus x squared 5x minus x squared, and g of x is equal to, I think, x. Yeah. I think you'll find this one to be a little bit easier. Kind of helps to write down the problem correctly. I know y'all never do that, write down the problem wrong. Never. No coughing on Skype. Mr. Hutt, glad you could join us like 45 minutes after the hour. He's drunk, just ignore him.
I am not. Thank you very much.
Okay. We're, let me put the problem, we're doing difference between two curves, area between two curves, and this is the one we're doing. This is one of the last things we did in Calc 1 last semester. This one should work a little bit better, I don't know. X is equal to 5x minus x squared. I'm going to bring this over. So that's going to be x squared plus x minus 5x, right? And x squared, what's x minus 5x? 4x, yeah, that's right, class. Factor out of x. Yeah, that's a whole lot easier, isn't it? Mm-hmm. And x is equal to 0, and x is equal to what? So there's your parameters. Now set it up. Yes, ma'am. Yes, they offer it, and it will be offered at the Pendleton campus. I've taught it here several semesters, but they decided to move all to Count 3 to the Pendleton campus. Hail to the no. I guess they decided a 17% retention rate is better than 84% retention rate, so they decided to have Count 3 taught at the Pendleton campus with more qualified people, I guess.
Yeah, I can talk shit about other instructors.
Say again?
Huh?
And post it on the internet?
I guess. Yeah.
You're talking to somebody else.
Zero thought. Oh.
He's Marine. Ah!
I don't want to go to Pendleton campus. That place is scary. I was up there for 15 years, and then the powers to be took over, and people don't like being up there. It's not the same campus it was 3 or 4 years ago.
And now you can walk a mile.
I can honestly say that Tri-County Tech is not the Tri-County Tech I started with. So from 0 to 4, and 5x minus x squared minus x dx. Now, you can make this a lot simpler by subtracting the 5x and the x. So that'll give you 0 to 4. 5x minus x is what? And that's going to give you 4x squared over 2 minus x to the third over 3, evaluated at 0 and 4. Now you can cancel this 4 and 2 and make it 2, and you can do that. And that'll make 2x squared minus x cubed over 3, evaluated at 0 and 4. Okay, so that's going to be 2 times 4 squared is what? 8. Oh, 4 squared is 18 now. All right.
32.
There we go. Minus 64 over 3. And 2 times 16 is 32. And 64 over 3 is what? 21. 21 and 1/3. I'm just going to say 21 because 21 times 3 is 63. You can use the 1/3 if you want to. So now you got to change 32 into 31 and 3/3 minus 21 and 1/3, and that's going to give you 10 and 2/3. What'd y'all get? 10.67. So you see, that one's a whole lot easier, so it would help if you copy down the problem right. Somebody check me. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'll put some problems up today, and that's going to be area between two curves. And then all we have left is on the review is the shells, disc, and all that stuff, the volumes. Then once we finish that, then we will cover new material, which is work. But before I cover work, I think what I'll do is make this 2 tests. Okay? Now that helps you because why? Gives you more points. I'm going to do a review test, which will cover algebra, trig, all the way up to volumes. Everybody with me? Then we're gonna do a review on rates of change that we did last semester, and then go into work. And then we will have one test on work, which will have rates of change and work. Because I think it's important for you to make that transition between the rates of change that we did last semester and change that into work and to test, okay? So we're gonna be having a test after the volumes and the shells, and that's gonna be review up to volumes and shells. Shells, disc, and all that stuff, okay? Then after that, we're going to take about a week or two and go over work problems and rates of change.
Baby, I can't hear.
After that, we'll be in Unit 2. Does that sound fair?
How it's supposed to
How
work.
does that sound for y'all online? Does that sound fair?
That sounds good.
Yeah.
Y'all not asleep?
Yeah, that's fine.
No. Miss Tucker, she ain't got no daggum microphone. All right, so who's here? Let me get the roll, and I'm gonna have to do this since I got 4 people. I gotta hold on, and then I'll see if anybody's got questions. Okay, who's here today? Tuesday. What about January's almost gone? Okay, Ahmed is here. Anderson is here. Bradshaw, you here today? I don't think Bradshaw Skyped in today, did he? Let me look. That would be a no. So Bradshaw is absent. So he Skyped in last week so he could be absent this week. Edwards is here. Grant is here. Huth is here. Khalil is here. Nabay, there you go. Nabay is here. Patel is here, right? Yeah. Peer, okay. Scobie is, I don't see Scobie. He's not here. Sheep is here. Silver is here. Thompson is here. Tucker is here. Wisenhunt is here. Williams. Okay. Anybody got any questions on what I said about the 2 tests? Okay, so when y'all come back Thursday, we're going to be jumping into volumes and cylindrical shells and all that, and then we'll be ready for a test next week, next Tuesday or Thursday next week, okay?
Thank you.
Y'all have a good day. See y'all later.
Bye.
I'm turning it